It's day triple six indeed. I actually have, at least in my opinion, the perfect song. I was like thinking to myself, how am I gonna start the stream? And at first I was like, maybe some Cytrons, and I was like, no, 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 no. Cytrons is not the vibe. Then I went to Amon Amarth, and tried to find a song there, and I was like, mm. Then I went to Brothers of Metal, tried to find a song there, couldn't find one. Then I went to, I've forgotten their name already again. Basically, this metal band that makes music about like long fought wars, and I was also like, nah. And then I find this name. I already forgot the name, but it has Degas. Kua, Kuana, Kuana's Degas, something like that. And I was like, yes, this is the one. Scotch Stap. I am fearing day triple six, but you make this work. Love you, dear friend. Love is true, dude. Even on day triple six, love will be true. Love will reign supreme. The devil has been defeated. I'm gonna dance to something a little bit untraditional, at least for me. I'm gonna embrace the power. Listen to the lyrics. I feel like it very much is.
Hear the call for all the chosen ones. For the dawn like one. Come together, we've just begun. Chant till Valhalla comes. Chanting till Valhalla comes.
We did it. It is done. Light has won. Yeah! Yeah, 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 yeah. Light actually won. We did it, friends. Triple six. And here we are, loving as ever. Huh? How about that? Huh? Suck it, devil. Suck it, oh. Suck it. Devil is like, is he challenging me? I'm challenging you. I'll kick your fucking teeth in. I love you. Mm. Yow. There's nothing quite like the first sip of water when you're exhausted. Day triple six, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. The devil is a stooge. The devil lose, dude. I know that's not correct grammar, but I believe it, though. I believe like the devil had its grip in us, so had its hand up our asses, puppeting us like meat sockets, dude. And finally, it is time for us, for bearers of light. Red liquor, better than the dumb devil. Yeah, yeah. That sounded like Teenage Mutant. No, no, it is Brothers of Metal. Oh, Brothers of Metal. Brothers of Metal, and I think one of the lead vocalists is female. Just shows you can be a brother, even if you're a whammons. Who says? Who says you can't be a brother? Huh? The song jams. It's so sick, dude. It's so sick. My Meltmore symbol, the symbol I identify with, is a Dega symbol as well. It is the symbol of dawn, the symbol of enlightenment. It's the symbol of a new age. It's an infinity symbol. It is a symbol of time. It is a symbol of transformation, a butterfly. It is a symbol representing the duality, masculine and feminine, as above, so below. It is a symbol of a tree, root systems and branches. Whew. It's a symbol of relaxation. Melt more. Just, it's a symbol of fire. You know, have to be hot if you want to melt. It means everything to me. And it means even more to me that I get to share this with you friends. It blows my mind, to be completely honest. Bless the space of love and light. Thank you. All the icons are stap today. I don't know what that means. Oh goodness. I'm burning up. What? I guess I signed up to melt. I'm melting, yo. The devil is like, oh yeah? Get melted, dude. Fine, melt me, bro. See if I care. I can melt more and more. And more still. I wish to be rebirthed. You have been, dear friend. You are, in every single moment. Dead. The old version of you. Oh, reborn, a new version of you. I heard you're coming to the States, Melt. I am. Red Liquor. I am coming to the States, in fact. It's 11 minutes past. It tells me 8 people is watching. 88% battery. More synchronicities. Gimme, 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 gimme. I see a scepter. Scepter with a beautiful blue gem on top of it. Even Haywire Hero can accept a wayward garage crew stooge like myself. Thank you. Yes, we can, Scotch Strap. Absolutely, absolutely. I wish to be rebirthed. You are again. Christen me in light, in light of now. I look forward to giving you a hug, right? It's gonna be a whole vibe. I'm gonna up my brightness here a little bit so I can see a little bit better. There we go. Hey, so many friends joining me. Is that a Naomi too? Day 666 and my phone is at 66% battery. Yes. Deathlock, Meltalocalypse. Would have been sweet. It would have been pretty sweet. But this song actually has Degas in the name title. Shannon, I was like, yep. This be the one that I need to dance to today. And the music, the lyrics is also so powerful and exactly what we're going through right now. So I felt I couldn't not. I hope I hope Lane sees it at least in recording or something. Sending Lane the vibes as well. Joe Schmo joining us as well. Is that a Gage? Gage and Anthony? The dog dancing is so wholesome. She really is, but she also kind of harshes my flow just a little bit. I can't actually stomp the way I used to stomp. Like I almost angry dance. Like I dance, all of the death outside of myself, if that makes any sense. And I try to be cognizant to not step on her. I still do sometimes, and I feel so bad for it. But like as soon as the music starts playing, she's here. Like she's just nowhere to be found. Like she's not even close. I can almost guarantee you if I start dancing again, it's gonna be like seconds and then she's gonna be back. She's like, "What? We dancing? I can dance too." Pippi Rock, she's so amazing. Is that an Andrew WK song? It is Brothers of Metal song. I'm surprised your friends don't even know it actually. I'm happy to share. Whew, do you want to be reborn? Melt, do you feel that we are reincarnated or recycled? Uh, I don't not feel that. Let me say it in that way. I believe we're the same thing, always, Scotch. Like, that is technically what I believe, right? And the version of you just happens to be the version of yourself that you are, right? Even if you're a tree, even if you're an apple growing on said tree, even if you're a blade of grass waving in the wind, even if you're a little doggy, you're the same quintessential God essence, the observer, peering into this universe, aware of itself, and having an experience of being aware of itself as that level of awareness, as that version of itself. So technically, yes, but it's also something that's outside of time for me, right? Like I believe we are fourth dimensional beings, technically fifth dimensional beings, existing in four dimensional space time. And I say space time because it's three dimensions of space, one dimension of time, and then there's the dimension within you exist, the you that's steering this thing, and that thing exists outside of time in the same way that if I was looking down on this book, it would only have two dimensions, right? Two dimensions. But if I tilt it a little bit, I can see the third dimension of it. But I'm existing in the third dimension, so I can see these three dimensions. But if it was only existing in two dimensions and there was little entities living in two dimensions living on top of it, I would be able to see these entities move about, but they wouldn't be able to see me, right? If they kind of like made themselves a little box and they opened the door and moved in here, I could take my finger as a third dimensional entity and put my finger in their little box. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a finger, or technically a sphere, probably, because I have a mostly a round finger, a sphere or a circle would just randomly appear in their space and they would lose their minds. They'd be like, what the fuck is happening? But no, I'm just existing in a space beyond their space. And I believe technically time is one of those spaces within which we exist. It almost like takes slices of three-dimensional reality. And then the thing you are exists outside of that. We all do, right? And that thing kind of cuts into this part of ourselves. And you're like, Melt, please, my brain. It's like 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm not ready for all of this. Yes, you asked. Are you smoking today? I'm not, Red Liquor. I'm still doing Sober October. I'll be smoking soon, though. I'm going to go to Christian's place and smoke my first joint. I'm looking forward to it. So, to conclude, the thing I'm trying to say is I believe we're this fifth dimensional entity, consciousness, right? The awareness of beingness itself. And as soon as that awareness of beingness itself came into fruition, it was like, how about awareness of beingness itself as Meltmore, as Blade of Grass, as this little ant, running about. I'm not squeezing him or squishing him. There he goes. How about that? It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. You are everything all the time. So, I don't know, is my answer. I might track my way there to Haywire Hill when you're there, Melt. We can smoke up. I would love that. I would so love that. We could sit around a bonfire, smoke a joint, just have chats. Breathe air and stuff. How about that? Sounds nice. She keeps thinking you're going to throw something for her. No, she didn't. I don't really throw things for her. She's trying to catch my scarf usually, and tries to catch my hands as well. Like she sometimes hurts me, but very few. Like not that often. I can tell I'm half my dad. He's strict on me from inside out. Yeah, yeah. Weirdly enough, I was talking about that during my yoga stream today, Red. Talking about how we've almost been traumatized by our parents in certain ways to fear, to be fearful. I had this dream where there was this beautiful comet. I don't know if it was a comet. There was this beautiful light coming into our atmosphere. And alongside this light, there was a bunch of smaller little lights following it, almost like trailing it as it was coming into our atmosphere. And I was like, wow, isn't that beautiful? And my dad had to bring into my mind that I'm gonna get killed by it. And I was like, dude, one perspective is, wow, that's beautiful. Another perspective is death and fear. And to just kind of transcend that in ourselves isn't always as easy. It's like in our dreams. It's almost in our DNA because it comes from them, from their DNA as well. When I practiced lucid dreaming, I visited the lower astral planes. It blew my mind. It's kind of interesting. Weirdly enough, the lower astral planes were the first ones that I was kind of exposed to as well, Scotch Tap. I don't know if it was the same for you, where it was like these almost contorting realities, like entities contorting onto themselves, ripping out of themselves, ripping into themselves. It's kind of horrific. And I was terrified of going to sleep or closing my eyes as a child because I couldn't not see that stuff. And then I realized I get to choose, or I get to just be with that. I can be like, oh, hell, cool. And I can just sit with it. And then if I sit with it, every single moment is eternity. And eventually, eternity blows over. Weirdly enough. What the fuck did you just say, Mel? Doesn't eternity mean it goes on forever? Yes. And yet, if you have to ask me how long is an eternity, one eternity. Are you smoking today? Nope. There's something mooing. Probably a cow. I'm not the most apt with my animal identification, but if something moves, I've learned when I was 6 years old, it's probably a cow. Right, liquor. That does make sense. When I projected, I was still myself, but the astral planes were beautiful and magnified. I'm happy to hear you had a good time at least. I was traumatized by my father's lack of action. Same. My father's lack of presence in my life. I don't know if he knew how to be present with me. For some reason, I have sand in my teeth or something. Something's crunchy. It was jarring, but it isn't us. Red liquor. It's not us. I'm sorry to hear that, liquor. Good on you to start a new legacy. This is the way. It's nice to have clarity after a long fog. Breathing in new air, choosing to be something new, dear friend. We actively are. Corey, so nice to have you here with the bear, Mr. Ninja himself. Hope the babies are feeling alright, man. Thank you for that, Joe. How is Fruit Cup feeling? I've been sending her so much love as well. Like seeing that photo that you posted was so beautiful. Definitely getting better, but we're still sick. Fruit Cup has way more energy and is back to herself, although leaving the occasional snail trail. Oh, that's cute. I mean, that's the way it'd be. I'm sure she's getting sick. It's gonna get big. I'm sure she's gonna get better. Well, yes, words. Like I feel like now I'm kind of like coming out of the peak of the endorphins that was released, and I'm just getting wrecked for it. I'm sure she'll get better soon. I mean, if she's already energized, her body is already kicking back into full gear. I'm glad you guys are getting better. Keep sending the energies. Thank you. Giovanni's here too. So much love to you, dear friend. I saw a comic somewhere. I can't remember where, but it was the devil with a person. And the person asked, what's the greatest trick you ever pulled off? And the devil responded, convincing people that there is an alternative to this. Ooh, I like that one actually more, because it's a big part of our pop culture, almost to say it that way. That the biggest trick the devil ever played was convincing us that it doesn't exist. But I like yours more, actually, Corey. Convincing you that there's an alternative. to the now. Think about that. That one of our biggest pain points, the things we suffer the most, is wanting for things to be differently, right? How things are right now is how they are right now. And convincing yourself that it's an alternative, believing it's an alternative, and then striving for it, suffering because you don't have it, convincing yourself that you're somehow at a loss for not having it. That's the real trick. Corey, I like that. Thank you for sharing it. But the Joel is here too. So much love to you. I may be worky lurky turkey again. I'm also accepting that I may not be able to resist popping in and out of chat. Lurves used to. Thank you, Jovan. I'll send you so much love. Gangway! Hello to you. Thank you for joining me, friends. Sam's here too. So much love to you, dear friends. We encourage the melt more wiggle dance. What's up, y'all? Isaac's here too. So much love to you about the bear. How's the space today? There's a beautiful sky above, Mr. Melty. Look at that shit, man. Isn't it sicketh? It's picturesque, dude. Them thicketh clouds. It's been raining quite a bit as of late. Yesterday, when I went into town, I was just like absolutely flabbergasted by this beautiful sunset and clearing up clouds. The way it caught the light. Roxy is being a little cutie cat. I'm like suddenly drained. My body just went into, switch off mode. It's like swam, 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 swam. That kitty is being so cute. You wanna see? I'll show you. Probably gonna have to shrink wide. There we go. That's a kitty kitty. That's a cascas. That's a cassie. Hmm. If you're like Melt, the grass is long. I know. Our lawnmower kicked the bucket again. That lawnmower is like really into kicking buckets. Ugh. Oh goodness. I got drained. My energy level suddenly dropped. I did eat a big meal way too close to stream, and I kind of like knew that that was probably not advised, but it was already too late for me not to eat it. So I was like, oh well, guess I might as well. Mm, how's the space today? Again, love to you at the bed. Princess Mononoke is here too. Good morning, Melting, gorgeous beings. Good morning to you, Mononoke. It's nice to have you here, friend. It really is beautiful there, Melt. The atmosphere looks so good in harmony. Dogos sitting in the background as well. Cat getting nice and close. Asi kasi kasi. Hmm? Hmm, si cat. Oh, si kasi kasi. Where's Joy Vive? I'm missing her too. Missing Joy Vive, missing Maxine. They'll probably be here soon. Really is beautiful there. Kiss, 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 kiss. I've been absolutely extra captivated by the sky lately. So, so grateful. Pippi came and was a little bit jealous. Mm, captivated the sky. So, so grateful for such an ever-changing work of art that we live under. It's kind of trippy to me sometimes. I've had this. I don't know if it's a emotionally revealing thought, but I've had this feeling that it really is that way, Brother Isaac. That it's like ceaselessly changing artworks, right? But it's like almost custom made, like tailored made specifically for you. And all you have to do to earn it is show up for it. It's kind of like the same philosophy with why I show up for love, because it's always there for you. The everything is always there for you. But the only way for you to earn it is for you to show up for it. And if you don't, it doesn't make it any less, it doesn't make it go away. But you don't get to have it, at least not in its fullness. And it's such a beautiful experience being able to. So thank you for having this moment with me, for giving those moments to you. Rains a little, shine a little, has steady breeze, harmonious. Asha masha masha. Asha masha kiss masha kiss. Shababber ki babber. Shababber ki babber ki babber kiss. Kurt, it's nice to have you here, dear friend. Mush, 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 mush. Mush, 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 mush. Oh, mush, mush. Oh, mush, mush. Mush, 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 mush. Mush, mush, kiss. Oh. Oh, mush, 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 mush. Oh, mush, mush, mush. Oh, mush, kiss. What's Kitty doing? Huh, puppy? What's the kitty doing? Clouds really are quite something. This is what I'm looking at. This tree has been breathtaking. Life, the universe, and everything. It's not about asking the best question. No, no, no. It's not about getting the best answer. It's about asking the best question, right? Ask the right questions, dear friends. You'll get the best answers. Yesterday, I laid on the forest floor. It was so colorful and vibrant with the new growth and dying leaves. A very grounding and zen moment that I needed. What did the air smell like? I was trying to tune into that moment with you, and as soon as I was there, I just had this wash of like earthiness. Sending you so much love, Gateway. Thank you for letting us tune into that. Kurt, sending you love too. It's nice to have you, friend. The sun is blasting my eyes a little bit. Let's see if I can find myself a spot. The sky this morning was gorgeous. When I asked that I took my dogs out, even Amara was like, "Wow, mommy, look at the sky, new life. It's so beautiful." Connor is here too. Even Susanna, I'm here. It's just lurking. Love you, dear friend. Lolo too. So much love to you. Gateway. These are the moments that shape our truth. I'm glad you were able to receive that. I'm glad all of you are. Kitty is sharpening her nails. Nice. It sounds beautiful, Gateway. It really does. My meditation brought some interesting concepts to mind yesterday. You want to share? You're alive. Yes, he is, dude. We've been missing you. So much love. The nakedness of infinite vastness of consciousness that you tap into when meditating, always present, but can feel far away when living everyday life. It is a bit of a conundrum, right? It's like this fullness, you know, and you can get so caught up in your finite existence, right? Like this existence, this fleshy existence will end eventually, and you can get so caught up in this, it will end, it will end, it will end, that you become convinced that that's the way it is. You know, you're like, oh yeah, there's an end to all of this. There is an end to infinity, and then you close your eyes and there is just as much vastness in that as well. And you're like, oh yeah, I remember that I forgot something, that I always remember that I forgot something, that I always remember that I'm forgetting, to remember to always forget, to remember that I've always remembered, to forget what I remember to always. It's just like, the fuck's happening? Melting, dude. Straight up brain melting stuff. It is really brain melting. You know, this experience is so vast that we want to collapse it into something tangible, something simple. You know, we want to create rules. We want to create a set of understanding that we can kind of fall back upon because that's easier than accepting that we don't know anything. It's so much easier to believe we know at least something, but we don't. Sure, we figured out some technology. We figured out physics. We've figured out mathematics, and we have figured out that the mathematics that we have, in an almost eerie way, depict the way our universe works, you know. And yet still, we don't even know a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. And yet, even a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of infinity is still infinite. It's all paradox, and yet it will be reconciled. It always will be, because it's you. It's all love. It's the same thing that you've always been. You just chose to be what you are right now. I don't know if it's an escape. I don't know if it's an adventure, a vacation maybe. I've had this chat with Christian a few times where we believe it's like a vacation. We're here on vacation. This everything, the highs and the lows, the losing limbs, the losing family members, the like I'm trying to go like what is super hectic. Even that, a vacation from the ceaseless insanity that is existence itself. It's almost too much. So we come here to have this calm, to see clouds hanging in the sky, to see a tree so beautifully fractaling out of the ground, to see grass, to see doggos just chilling in the background. Calm. So much love for you, Tinsy. Crawled out of my hole. I have returned for the Vibey Wives. Missed your friends. We missed you too. Here you are, Red the Bear, like you've never been anywhere else. Thanks, y'all. Felt like part of the cycle, part of infinity. You always have been, dear beloved Gateway. I'm so happy that you could feel it. So, to look at thoughts, physical sensations, and emotions as clothing for the naked space of awareness. Yeah. It's never gone, just hidden under clothes. Layers, dude. Layers of separation. That's what I call it. And you melt them away. The closer you get to quintessential consciousness, the more layers you've melted away, essentially. We cannot effectively cleanse while wearing clothes. Connor, so much. That's so cool. I like that, Connor. That's really sick, dude. I like that so much. Beautiful analogy. All the love to you, Shanansky, Joe, and Wyzik. I took a technology break for a bit. So good to be back. It's nice to have you here again, dear friend. I'm so happy to see you. So much love to you. How did the break go? Do let us know. Shiny of love. It was alright. Got caught up in some spice. But I learned a lot that I'm now applying to my everyday existence. Bless you, Shannon. Thank you, Joe. Sounds good, but the bear. Grow. Keep that growth up. Never stop, never stopping after all. Keep showing up. Hang in there, kiddo. It's only the beginning. That's the joke. That is the joke. I'm 24. Oh goodness. And like we are the humans that are gonna live like potentially for thousands of years. I'm 24 and I still have thousands of years ahead of me. I'll show up for all thousands of them, dear friends. I'll show up for 1,000 years times 1,000 years. I won't give up. You know, I've given up so many times before on so many things. And every time I do, I find myself knowing that I shouldn't have. And for the first time, I made a commitment to do something actually every day, from a sense of love. And it brought us to this day 666 days of showing up for something, showing up for love, to show up on a day that is for the longest time, for at least most of our, the sun is kicking my ass, at least for most of our history, has been depicted as an evil number. And to show up for that evil number in love, to melt that barrier as well, to transcend. Get wrecked, son. Can't blast my eyeballs if I'm not facing you. Son is like, oh, damn it. He's has 2 brain cells between his ears. At least 2. Thank you very much. At least 2. 666 sign. 666 is a sign of love and devotion. I agree. Like I wanted to actually read like a quote from some sort of spiritual thingy. Be like, yeah, 666. I think I read it as a sign of transition the last time I did, like a sign of transition or coming change or something like that. It's up to you. It's up to you to choose, Humans chose that number is supposed to mean something. Apparently, the reason the number 666 was depicted as an evil number is because of the way they would write things back in the day. And Nero, Emperor Nero, kind of like writing his name in numerology, was written as 666. And he was quite literally a beast to Christianity at that point. Like he would just murder people. He murdered so many people. So to them, 666 was an evil number. They were like literally terrified of it because this dude was actually killing them. But we're not living in that state of existence anymore. That is not our reality. We are creating a new one. And there's new rules to be followed for this reality that we've created. There's new set of things we can do to make this reality a good one. I'm happy you're applying what you've learned, tuners. Never stop learning. It's the way. Thank you for the encouragement, Shannon. Yet wearing clothes is not wrong. We don't walk around as naked consciousness, for our fashion is the beauty of this experience. I feel to tap into infinity is a reminder to accept the grace. I feel the goal is not to entirely melt away the things that put you into a separate body, but to remind ourselves the source of the separateness is the whole. Yes. Like that's I don't say melt away, you know. I just say melt more. That you can melt deeper and deeper and deeper into this experience and still be just as separate as you consider yourself to be, right? You can unite more and more and more and feel more and more in tune with all of infinity and still be just as you've always been. I think that's the joke for me, you know. Like I had this moment, like multiple moments, during my last 7.77 gram mushroom trip. Like that was the last time I took mushrooms, and I had this deep sense of like I am, you know, like unity, ceaseless unity. Like there was nothing other than that united consciousness state. And at the end of it, here I am. I am Meltmore. I call myself again, you know, an ego. Convinced. Oh, I'm so convinced. Look at me. Dur, 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 dur. I need to eat food for myself. I need to drink water so I don't perish. You can melt away completely and then from that molten goo you will rise again. It's such a trip. It's so beautiful. I know I have started a long journey. I have never been one for a schedule or organization. I just need to create the life I want with one thing I control, my willpower. This is the way, you know, and don't be too hard on yourself with that either, Connor. Like the reason we procrastinate is because it activates our amygdala, dude. It creates a fear response inside of us, right? And we will procrastinate as a sense of self-defense. Because even though it might not be a lion, it might just be this task that we want to do. It also arises the sense of scared of failure, scared of it not living up to what we want it to be, you know, add your story here. And then we don't at all. So instead of like setting a strict schedule for yourself and trying to follow that, try and melt away the fear around the things that it is you want to do. Tell yourself a story of why it is you're trying to do it, and then do it for that reason, right? Like every single time, remind yourself of why you started, type of vibe. Like, why am I doing this in the first place? I'm doing this because I love myself. I'm doing this because I love my craft. I'm doing this because I want to have a better life where I can live a life of creativity. I'm doing this because I want to share beautiful things with the world. I'm doing this, like, create for yourself a narrative and follow that narrative, because it becomes a lot easier to activate willpower around the narrative than just now I'm gonna do it. And my narrative is love is true. Every single time I don't want to do something, I'm like, is love true? If you don't do this thing, is love true? Yeah? And then I'm like, fuck, no, it isn't. And then I'm like, well, guess here we go again, doing the things. Thank you again, Gateway. I had the thought about how people say, I feel like people do not hear me. The best way to be heard is to listen. To listen to another is to hear yourself. Yeah. Not only that, but if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel tense in social situations, make the other person feel less tense. That's the best way to stop feeling tense. Pay more attention to the other person than you're paying attention to yourself. It's a pretty cool thing. You know, if you feel like you're going to this narrative of, oh, I shouldn't have said that thing. Oh, what do they think of me? Oh, manana, manana, manana. Story, story, story. Try and project that focus onto the other person. Listen deeply to what they say. Be interested. Interested people are interesting, after all. 666, because it's almost Halloween, it's true. Don't mind me, I'm just snuggling. It's Saint Bernard, that sounds so sweet. Now the sun is in our eyes. Just kidding. So much love to you. Thank you, Jules. Mel, your contributions have been a fundamental part of my healing process. This thing is working. Brother Joe, you flatter me. You flatter me so much. You know what to say. You know, to press all the buttons in my brain. When like, what? I'm helping people? Yeah? What? My brain is like, yeah, good job. You got some dopamines. Yeah, good job. Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much. Is that a gobbledygook? I see. Isaac, how much have you had to smoke this morning? Like, it definitely is the Isaac vibes again for a question with the expectation of a specific answer. Is but an attempt to grasp validation from yourself. Whew, dude, what a trip that is. Validation from yourself. I feel like that is calling me to read something worth saying because it's not validation from me, weirdly enough, right? Because technically I did write these things down, but I didn't generate them. And now, upon trying to find one randomly out of this book and then pushing my finger here, everything is in a web of relationship, dude. You cannot validate everything. How could you? How could you validate everything? I mean, maybe you could, as the version of you that you always are. But dude, it's hard though. It's impossible. So why do we try? Why do we try when we know it's futile? All you can do is accept. Man, my nose is itching. I feel like it's either pollen or seeds wrecking my nose right now. All of you, I adore and appreciate these interactions. I feel blessed to have met all of you and to be able to pluck your brains. Goober, so much love to you. Thank you, Joe, for joining us. Right, you are this space. Think about that. That without you in the space technically ceases to exist in a weird way. All right, it still exists for us, and it can still exist in your mind. As soon as you think about, oh yeah, Melt is streaming right now. All of our friends are having a good time. The space exists again, but it's you creating the space. Even you creating the space right now as you're sitting here, interfacing. God, I missed you all. Hope that you have all been feeling eternally blessed, dear friends. Even better if you here, dear Connor. Thank you for joining us, friend. I was thinking about you today, interestingly enough. So it's super cool to have you here. Nah, I only smoked a little last night. I think I'm dealing with a deeper respiratory issue. So I'm going to try and not smoke. Lungs are telling me something. Listen, please do, but the universe speaks to us through everything. Said the same thing last night, Joe. How it amazes me how much love the space has for each other and for my family. It's a pleasure and a blessing to have met all of you wonderful people. Corey, I see a rainbow, dude. Instantly. It's a rainbow across my mind's eye. Thank you, Brother Bear, for being a rainbow in our lives. You got this tuner. Thank you for the love, Shan. Goober! Didn't you just say you got gummies too, Isaac? This is true. You don't have to smoke anything if you can consume it with your mouth parts and swallow it and stuff. Hi, Melton, everyone. Vindira! Love to you. Just good love, a place to heal and open our hearts. No judgment, just being, right? All of us know that we're just trying to be the best we can be. And we actually embrace that part of one another. Space feels like home. Whippets? I've never tried whippets. It's nitrous oxide, right? It's a pretty simple molecule. I'm curious about it. I am curious about it. But apparently, it's not all it's made up to be. It's apparently it's a dissociative. It kind of just wrecks you for a period of time and then you get unwrecked. I don't really like getting wrecked. I kind of like being mindful, super mindful, you know. And psychedelics really do that. They make your mind full. Too full sometimes. Love you, Melty. Thank you for the love, dear Connor. You changed my life. You're changing ours as well, but the babe, you can't help but. Your words are now inside of our brain parts. You're literally coding into our neurons. And you've done the same for us, dudes. There we go. Corey knows as well. So true, Melty. All the self-talk has been holding me down. I need to solidify the reasoning. Priceless wisdom. Brother Bay, I'm only saying things that you know. You know, that's the joke. I don't know anything. I'm making sounds. Like literally, right? The only reason you don't understand what that means is because I was speaking some sort of alien language. But there's somewhere in infinity an alien that was like, yeah, that's infinite wisdom you just shared, Melt. I don't know jack shit. That alien knows. That's how he knew. I just said something wise. You know, you alien, you, that I'm saying something wise. That a spiritual talk, and I feel like that's what we're doing in some way, isn't supposed to be me telling you how it is. It's me saying things and you finding truth within yourself. The truth is in you. I'm just trying to elicit it, pull it out of you. You know these things, but the band. You've always have. I did, Shannon. Enjoy those at some point. Tonight we're going to a vineyard slash haunted house, so I'll enjoy some wine instead. That sounds nice. Same tuners. Literally changed my life. How you? I'm trying to avoid smoking daily, and it's been 2 or 3 days in a row now. So I'll take a break tonight. My lungs be pissed, pissing me off though. I can. My lungs are feeling a little bit slimy as well, dude. There's definitely something in the air wrecking me. My allergies are kicking up. First it was my nose, now it's my lungs. Every part of me wants to pop one. Today for work, I got so antsy, but I'll try and be strong for at least another 30 minutes. Get it, dude. You're doing well. I've been really craving smoking weed as well, dude. Like, really craving it. Like, especially, like, when my family left, they're going to a wedding of one of my cousins. Unfortunately, the wedding is in the middle of nowhere on like a farm somewhere in deep South Africa. So there's no cell towers and definitely no Wi-Fi. So I was like, well, no, I have to show up. So I'm alone. I'm home alone, and usually when I'm home alone, I feel a little bit more free to do whatever it is I want to. And usually, you know, smoking weed is one of them. So there definitely is this part of me that's like, you want to smoke some weed? And I'm like, yeah, no. Mm-mm. I wanna smoke my first joint of Christian. You know, even though technically Christian will have a tolerance already, I just feel it's gonna be a cool experience to be in that new space, to smoke a joint again, to have something familiar in a space that is a little bit more unfamiliar, even though it's still familiar because I've been there before, and it's gonna be unfamiliar because I haven't smoked weed in a while. It's gonna be a whole paradox, and I'm looking forward to embracing that paradox when I'm there. Vineyards and haunted house. That's an interesting combo. I hope you have a great time. How could he not? It's probably gonna be with Jazzy, so sounds like a beautiful time. How can you create the best version of yourself in your eyes, Mel? This might be a little bit of a controversial answer, Connor, but tell yourself that you are God. That's how you create the best version of yourself, friend. Because as God, you have to show up as God. You have to, you know, teach the message of God. You have to eat the food that God would eat. You have to exercise that God would exercise. You have to watch the things that God would watch. It's a little bit brutal, and it might, you know, raise some alarms in some people's heads. But I really do believe that's my answer for myself. That's the way that I've been trying to do it, at least in my personal life. You know, and it's not a I am God and nobody else is. It is this understanding that everything is God, right? And if everything is God, then surely I need to be too. And that's at least the way that I've been doing it for myself, dear Connor. I don't know if that's helpful. I'm having a cake for breakfast. I embrace the evil. Yes, cake for breakfast sounds like a vibe. Susanna, enjoy. I assume you're an adult, and if you judge that cake was the best decision today, there's no one to tell you otherwise. Yes, you know, as soon as you become an adult, you realize that you can just eat cake whenever you want to. You know, You don't only have to eat cake during birthdays and stuff. You can just buy yourself cake and eat it. I would go for a peanut butter cup cheesecake. I've never had, but that sounds like a whole vibe, Corey. Tunes, you are the best version of ourselves. We can always strive to be better than yesterday and appreciate our existence. Beautiful as well. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Brother Rambler, for joining us too. Coming in like a snail. Man, that was sick of snails, brother. Love to you. I'm super excited, that's for sure. It's been a weird time, warp, and I'm still 100% sick wise. I'm not 100% sick wise, but ready to feel like a human again. Sending you love, Red the Bear. Hope you feel better soon. I'm grown and the cake was there, so it's mine. Yay, I get it. Feeling human again is key. It really is. You know, like I think like the worst thing about getting sick is just the devastation that it brings. Mm, having a social night will be nice. I'm an adult, and if breakfast is ramen, that sounds good. It's happening. Exactly. It's your choice. It's your life. You get to do whatever you want to. Lips moving and heart just open to the truth of eternal love. Being able to tell myself yes has been just as important as being able to tell myself no. I agree. I agree. I've been telling myself no a lot, like so much. It's been a bit exhausting, you know. And I feel weirdly enough, because I'm saying no in ways that I usually would say yes, I'm saying yes in ways that I usually would say no. Does that make sense? You're like, yes, yes, Mel. Yeah, yeah, makes perfect sense. I'm happy that you understand. It's like I used to say yes to, maybe, let's just put the example of smoking weed and drinking coffee, and maybe saying no to some productive things that I could be doing, for example. And now, because I'm saying no to the one side, I'm more likely to say yes on the other side. I've been exercising like a fiend. Like it's been a little bit concerning, actually. Oh goodness, I'm hurting. I'm excited for you, Isaac. You deserve a fun night out. Yes, you do. Essentially, like chats, you just suffocate and kill brain cells. You can feel funky. Yeah, you know what? I will take half a gummy so it hits at lunch. I can maybe take a nap with my puppy. That sounds beautiful. I've been coughing up some black phlegm. I have been smoking my roommate's vape, and I smoke out of the bong every day, feeling compelled to start a break after this weekend. If it calls to you or the bear, heed it. Please do. You will bounce back as Super Isaac, and you will tear down a tyrannical pattern with that unstoppable will. Mm. God manifesting them good. I like that. Thank you, Brother Bear. Man, Isaac, I got a good oil for what you're experiencing. There we go. Reach out, Isaac. Find out, dude. Get yourself some medicine mother medicines. This inspired me to take a gummy. Smoking my plants from the summer's grow. They're not quite done curing, but they're coming along nicely. Being able to smoke your own weed, dude. People don't realize what a vibe that is. It's like I believe it makes you more high than normal weed does. Like it's like you're almost like smoking your own handiwork. Weirdly enough. I'm Jelly Corey. You can do it too, Gabby Goo. You're like Mel. I live in an illegal state. I didn't say anything. I didn't. You're like your body language screamed something for a split second, Mel. You can't prove it. You. Hell yes, Gabby. I'm like a rumbler ball. The harder I slam into the ground, I come back up and equal and opposite into the jaw of the universe. Get wrecked, infinity. Yay, join me. I was missing you, friend. I already asked about you. Here you are. You're here and the now. So much love to you. Solidarity Joe. We love you. Scotch Stab joining us here too. I'm sorry. Like I only have that much bandwidth. It sucks. I wish I had more bandwidth. I wish I had infinite bandwidth. Yeah, Christian. Christian is like, be careful what you wish for. Man, my nose is itching as well. I'm getting wrecked by all sides of my senses. I can sense that there are Reddit comments that I haven't read in like 50 minutes, and I can sense that there's still more comments for me to read, and I can sense that there's something assaulting my nose. Love your lungs, love your lungs, please. Melt, I think you may have tapped the Reddit screen and frozen comments. Oh no, no, I know, I know, Scotch Tap. I want to read them, but I've just not had the chance to just yet. There it is. Yeah, yeah. Love to you, Gab. Outdoor Corey, do let us know. It's not been very nice in my body these past few years. There's, okay, like there is this beautiful quote in this book as well. Let's see if I can find it. It's the transformation. It basically goes something like there is no better time and place more conducive to transformation than the time in which you are and the place that is now. The way of transformation is the way of assuming a responsibility for time. For time is not a prison for you, Connor. It is that which flows out of your very consciousness. And there is never a place or a time which is more conducive to the way of transformation than the place in which you are and the time that is now. Slapping Connor around a little bit. In some ways, sooner, me either. But there's no time like right now to be better. There we go. Shannon is in tune as well. In the fractal. Noodle sounds like a good idea. I also had some egg noodles today, actually, interesting enough. I can't wait to meet all of you. Peach and I have had a fit of laughter, feeding off each other, starts with a little chuckle, and then builds to a side splitting, wheezing laughter over the course of 20 minutes. That sounds gorgeous, dude. Absolute couple goals. Exactly. I can't dwell on the past anymore. It's time to manifest the future together. This is the only way, dear Connor. Nobody else can do it for you. You know, if I could possess your body and start frantically doing pull ups, drinking enough water, eating good food, I probably would. I probably would do that. You know, I wouldn't have enough time in my day to do it for everyone, but I probably would. But no, that's not the way it's supposed to be because I already am you as yourself. So you as yourself have to do it for you. You see what I'm saying? Ninja Nanner. It's gonna be a great time. It sounds so beautiful, you know, just hearing it. I can tell from last night's talk that Joy Vive and others will only make the situation worse. Better? Both. Yes, the infinity. Well, they will make it infinity. Brother Connor, infinity has all sides after all. I've been frustrated by my loss of progress physically. When I was sick these past 2 weeks, I lost so much weight. I feel so small and fitness wise, lost a lot of progress. You don't lose any progress, Brother Bear. You can't, you know. The muscles might shrink, but you've already laid down the foundation. And as soon as you get back into it, you will have all of that energy go back to where it is. Like I feel smaller than I've been my whole life, but I still feel good, you know. I don't really believe that it's about how big you are. It's just about how strong you feel. You know how much flow you have in your own environment. I think is more important than your size. Are you, uh, as you've been saying, no Mel? I've got a tattoo last week that says yes right on top of my wrist as a reminder. God says yes. After all, dear gateway, God says yes. Man, like my mind almost took that as like we're gonna smoke weed tonight. No, dude, no. You're like, but God says yes. No, relax yourself. Don't try and weaponize my own words against me. Ego. It's like fuck. This dude is too quick for me. Yes. Uh, Corey, I've struggled with eating enough calories too, so it's definitely frustrating. Feeling like I lost so much progress in just a little time. It isn't that the catch of fitness? Can't wait, Corey. Let's just meet at the Niagara Falls in the water. That sounds so sick. But the bear, as soon as you get back into it, all of those muscles will return. Don't worry, man. It's a lifelong process, brother bear. Ups and downs are given. I separated my shoulder and got big chungus. But eventually the gym will be calling. Please do, brother bear. And you don't even need to go to the gym. I don't have a gym. I haven't been to a gym in close to 4 years. Not even touched a weight. All of my workouts is me versus gravity. That's how I work out. It's like, oh yeah, gravity. You think you can fuck me up? Spoiler alert: gravity fucks me up every single time. Every single time without failure, gravity. You just have to fight gravity, friend. That's more than enough. There's no use in dwelling in the past, tuners. It's all just unnecessary weight keeping you from being able to move forward in full force. Forgive the past and be here now. Looking forward to the future. This is the way. Thank you so much, dear friends. Scotch, not to worry, Mel. Good on you to balance with the bandwidth. I'm trying. I'm gonna try and get back to the Reddit comments now again. I'm using homing pigeons, a lot less sus than trying to throw a bag of weed over a remote control boat. I like both. I like both imaginations. Homing pigeons delivering weed to people sounds like such a vibe. Imagine that. You just have like a whole network where people have like their own little pigeon, and then they free their pigeon, and then it gets to you, and then you put bags of weed on the pigeons, and then the pigeons fly back to the people that they live with. Man, like my brain for some reason is like, that is such a good idea, even though I know it's such a bad idea. Even though it's still, I can still be like, that's such a good idea, right? No. Oh, I make pigeons with the weed. This is the way. You got this, Connor. It starts right now, dude. Right now. Like, now. You just started, dude. You just start again. Build a model train track like they did in the trailer park, boys. Works for me. Yeah, that sounds cool as well, actually. Happy 666. Thank you, Miss Molly. I think you might have sent a YouTube comment or Reddit comment as well. I'm going to try and get to the Reddit comments a little bit. Miss Molly, no, Miss Winky is here too. The ship is empty. The rats are eating themselves out. What? Rebalance the ecosystem by humping. 666 was coming through. Miss Molly is here too on the Reddit. So much love to you. Rat Pan, better than bedpan. 666 has popped up quite a few times this week. Might be a sign. Mm. It's a sign of new beginnings, friend. Evil has finally lost. It's a new world. It's coming up. I plan to blow through Texas, make Stallone buy me dinner. Maybe I'll hang with Mel instead. I think all of that sounds pretty sick, dude. I'll be rebirthed. 14-hour drive nonstop. Oh, goodness. Ego dissolution. Hey, it's blessing in it's blushing in the sky. You start to realize you are not part of the universe. You are the universe, connected to every single thing. Exactly that, blushing. I'm so happy to see you here. Melt, no Reddit chat, love. I'm sorry, blushing. I've not, like, I'm already like 17 messages behind on the YouTube or something. I'm kind of worried, like what is gonna happen if we have like 10 extra friends? I'll just never be able to reach the bottom of our hands. Never. 100 extra friends, 1,000 extra friends. Like, what am I gonna do? I've actually like already articulated to myself that there will be another chat box, and I'll have like a brain implant or like an eye implant, maybe like a contact lens that I can project the screen over, and then I'll be able to read that chat while looking at the camera. I'm like seriously thinking about going like technomancer just to be able to chat to you friends properly. Like, it's a little bit much. Melted me. That's gonna happen to Mononoke. Oh yes, that's gonna be insane probably. Like, because I have big ideas for when we're going VR. I have a little ant. It fell from one hand to the other. No, no. Imagine you're an entity walking on another entity, and it's like a whole world that you're walking on. It just sprawls on, keeps going and going and going. Get yeeted. Mouse. Thank you for the love, dear friends. For a minute, tackle these. They are Technomancer melt. Augmentation for the purpose of melting. Yeah, and I'm pretty pro augmentation. This is an augmentation, right? Usually, for us to have this conversation, I would have to take this physical body, move it thousands of miles, spend hundreds of hours traveling so that we can have this conversation. And yet, because we have been augmented, We are technomancers already. We can do this over thousands of miles, and each of us are like in different spots on the earth, in the same place together right now. Like we're already augmented. It's just about bandwidth. That's like the only thing limiting us right now. Mm, comments on YouTube. Tell him about. I read it. Comments are freezing. Thank you. Blushing. It's nice to see you here too, dear friend. Too bad you've got to go. Wish to interact some. Nah, she's already gone. Yeah, that sucks, blushing. I'm so sorry, dear friend. With the bandwidth balance, honey. Sleep well. It's nice to have you here, blushing. We'll see you again soon, dear friend. Love to see you. So much love. The devil has finally eaten himself out. Sure. Sure, Scott. It'll be hard to build a train track, Joe. The borders are heavily monitored. My friend was like a half mile away from the bridge at night in George, and they came up with the border guards. Yossi, was he like walking with a light or something? Like was he giving away his location? I'm not trying to figure out the way that we can do it. I'm just thinking, are they that serious about it? I'm guessing they are. You know, I don't want none of my brain other than me. It's spooky. Dude, brother Corey, that's hilarious that you're saying that. Do you know how to read? Have you ever read a single word that wasn't yours? There you go, dude. You just got someone else's brain inside your brain. You know, look at me putting Miss Molly's brain by reading Yard Guy is here, so I have to roll. Have a wonderful day, everyone. You know, Yard Guy isn't here. I don't have to roll. And yet I just understood that Molly, as a being in her world, as herself, had someone that's Yard Guy come along, and she has to open the gate for him or whatever, right? She's in my brain now, dude. She's part of my brain. You cannot not, dude. You're already augmented, dude. It's a joke. It's a joke to believe we're separate at all. We got a quantum link even further. We already are. You know, I feel like it's like we're doing training right now. Mojo! Mojo, dear friend. Hi, Mel. Love seeing your beautiful weather there. When the rains have hit here in the Pacific Northwest. It's been raining a little bit here too, dear friend. So nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. Shout out to the yard guys. We work very hard. Shout out to the yard guys. They do. Whew. And you make things so beautiful. You know, if not for you, the world would be quite literally a less beautiful place. Thank you for the work you do, yard guys of the world. I actually have a friend who's a yard guy as well, Daniel. You know, he's such a beautiful person. I like how in movies and stuff, giants always move in slow motion, but like it wouldn't be the way at all. Imagine how humans run in movies. If you were an ant, it would be slow motion. Exactly, dude. Scale. Scale is a trip. Did you see the new Kirkskazat video of like scale as well, where they kept zooming down? Yeah, see, that's cool, dude. It's so cool. If you want to do yourself a favor and trip your brain out, go and watch the newest. It might be the second newest Kirkskazat video, where they were diving into the quantum realm. You know, like scale of things. It's cool. It's really cool. It's brain melting, but it's really cool. I was saying a chip or something, dude. What is the difference? You're like holding a chip in your hand, right? And then you're putting it in front of your face, and then it's generating pixels, and then those pixels are flying into your eyes, and then you can choose to generate an input, sending it through your arm to interface with the screen again. You're just taking away the feedback loop. That's the only thing that's gonna happen. You're already integrated. That's what I keep saying. Like, you're not separate. If you were separate, you would not be having this conversation. You would not know that this is happening. You would not be able to contribute to it. You would not have access to the internet. You would not know how to use the internet. But you do, because you're one with it already. You are it, dear friend. Like, the internet isn't something unnatural. You do realize that fungi, the way that fungi connect to themselves, is internets as well, to the point where like this sapsucker fungi, the ones that eat kind of like glucose and then give trees nutrients and give them more reach into water, they know if one of the trees at the other side of the forest have gotten sick, and then they can all prepare themselves as a collective against that sickness before that sickness spreads, because they're connected. like an internet to one another. Still entities, still singular entities as these trees, but connected to one another so they can use the information to better themselves. And we're doing that with our cell phones. It's just the next step that's happening. But in reality, it would be like a machine gun of thunder strikes shaking the world. What? The humans. That's true. I like that. And I mean, technically, the fungi and the trees knows about you as well in that way. You know, you walking on the floor makes these like womp 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 like energy signals on the little mycelium networks underneath you as well. He looks sus on a regular day. Him wearing a balaclava and some military style clothing didn't help. It doesn't sound like it actually, Corey. Weed, dude. I haven't actually smoked weed in like, today is the 28th. Yeah, I haven't smoked weed in 28 days, dude. I'm really looking forward to smoking weed again on the 1st. It's coming soon. I'm gonna go over to a homie's place. Gonna roll myself a fat joint. Gonna smoke it with him. It's gonna be a whole vibe. Thank you, Destroyer, for joining us, friend. How are you doing? Y'all are part of my brain. Thank you. It's true. Love you, Miss Molly. It's nice to be in your brain, dear friend. Facts. I'm glad you're all in my brain. That's quite different, though. I'm afraid of implants too, Corey. Excited, but definitely afraid. Fear is nothing to be. There's nothing to fear other than fear itself, and even that is a statement that lives in illusion, right? Because even fearing fear is fearing too much. That's the joke. That's the joke. Fear is literally an illusion. It's you. All of it is you. The internet included. The brain computer interface included. It's made of nature. Right? And nothing is outside of you. It's just going to be another version of yourself. And I believe the craziest part of what's going to come with brain computer interfacing isn't so much being able to connect to one another, isn't so much being able to connect to the internet, but being able to connect different parts of your brain to itself. Think about that shit. You have control over how you connect with yourself. That's gonna be the crazy thing. I'll break your weed Sabbath with you on the 1st. Stream it, Melt. I will for sure. I will for sure stream it. That's definitely gonna happen. It's gonna be a whole adventure. I'm gonna be in a new space. I'm gonna be with Christian next to me. Gonna be able to pass him the joint, as I get absolutely wrecked by it. Thank you, Jovat in Red. I look forward to it. The 1st of November. It's coming soon. We just have to hold out for a few more days. It's gonna be tomorrow, the day after that, and then Tuesday we'll smoke again. It's not too long now. And I know it's a big yikes, and I'm not trying to encourage you. I'm just trying to melt away fear, right? Love over fear every single time. Is fear true, or is love true? Am I gonna be afraid, or am I gonna be in love? Right? That's the thing that we should keep reminding ourselves of. I mean, physically sending different signals is not interpreting the world, but altering your tool for interpreting itself, especially if connecting to others. You can choose to, right? In the same way, you can decide whether or not you want to read a message from a friend who just sent you one. You can decide to send a message to a friend. When you think about them, you'll be able to choose. It will always be up to you, dear friend. It's your choice. Good morning to you. I'm conquering the day. Get it, Uncle Becky. Thank you for joining me. Life is short. Live a good one. This is the way. Imagine how horrifying TikTok is and ads online. Now imagine putting a portal to that in your consciousness. Not just thinking about it, but adding a new realm of sensation. Yeah. The universe is like getting all spicy about it. I wouldn't mind some sick legs to help me move faster and jump higher. The only way for cybernetics to work properly is if you have brain-computer interfacing chips alongside it as well, unfortunately. That's the other trip as well. Too much for me, Joe. Physical implants, I'm so down for you. The brain stuff is spooky. I don't want to face mental paywall. Like I see fear right now, and it's kind of disappointing me. I'm not gonna be completely honest the way I'm feeling right now. Why? What are you scared of? Honestly, like, are you scared of ads? Like, we have access to TikTok right now, but we're not using it. We have access to, hardcore pornography, but we're not using it. We have access to people killing each other, actually, but we're not accessing it, right? That is how it's always been. You can choose to be a being that involves yourself with the horrible sides of your humanity, and you can choose not to. It's going to be up to you, right? There is no being scared of it, other than being scared of yourself. That is technically the joke. The only thing to be scared of is you. It's always been you. And you are sometimes very scary. I'll give you that. Don't fight the future. Exactly. I'm not fighting the future. I'm debating whether we have the knowledge to understand the implications of integrating chips into our brains. Your brain is already a chip, dude. We talked about this yesterday. That this body is but a computer that your consciousness is processing through. I don't know if you were here yesterday to hear me talk about that. It's already happening. You are already a piece of technology generated by this state of evolution, by this planet, as consciousness, experiencing this technology. And now, as consciousness, you have used your technology to generate technology. And now we're going to integrate that technology. YouTube is about a minute ahead. I'm not surprised. I think of Futurama with the dream adverts. Fucking hilarious. The iPhones where they just implant them into their eyes as well. No fight, just questioning. Can't wait. Have built faith. Technology is what's best for my life. Dude, if not for technology, all of us would have had significantly worse lives. I can just say that with the fact as well. Have a great day, Mel. Later, friends. Love you, Scotch. Thank you for joining us. Mel, how can we still make a difference once the moment has passed? Take the moment for what it was, learn from it, and choose to, when the moment arises again, to take action instead of not to. Is the only thing I can really share. Love you, Aunt B. It's nice to have you here too. If no, now, soon. Yeah, true. Look at social media. We can significantly prove how much anxiety, depression, dude, you're bumming me out a little bit, Isaac. In the same way that, yes, social media has done this. Social media brought us together, right? If social media didn't exist, this would not exist. It's about how you use it. It's not the thing, it's how you use it. You can use a knife to stab your own eyes out, or you can use a knife to cut your carrots and cook your family a meal. It's not the thing that's evil, it's how you use it. Wrecking our youth. They're wrecking themselves, dude. I mean, I'm not to assume you understand how it will feel or be. I'm sure oil and gas based machines seemed amazing at the time. Again, if not for oil and gas based machines, we would not have the things we have right now. You would not have this device in your hand. There is no separating. There is no separating. We're on social media now. Should be destroyed. Exactly. I feel like Joy Beaver is also in the same trip that I am right now. The chips into our brains will be fairly disastrous, but as long as the money keeps coming in, I won't entertain mindsets of fear. I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna trip out about it anymore. There's a good and bad to it all, but the world will change for sure. True. For better or worse, if you don't embrace the new world, you will be left behind. There we go. I'm definitely excited, but I don't think I'll jump into it. I enjoy my organic body, and if I fall behind, I'm happy to be here with my meaty hands touching soil. I respect that completely. I won't love you any less for that either. Like that's the thing that's beautiful. Love means nobody dies alone. True. Your thinking is solid, Isaac. Facts, Isaac. I'll be there with you with the bear. I'm in the same boat, Isaac. I appreciate that. So much love to you. Like as I said, there's no separating, right? You'll still be just as integrated. You're just going to be have less access to the information that you already have access to. It's gonna be a bandwidth thing. I love sharks. I'm afraid of sharks, so I don't swim with them. Equal in love and fear. I feel you. Has anyone read the book or watched the new series Peripheral? I haven't actually. Sounds pretty sick. It's alright, Melty. I don't mean to disappoint. I'm absolutely afraid of the negative implications, yet not resistant to change, just very skeptical, which is absolutely valid. And I agree. I completely agree. But living into fear doesn't serve us. It never has, right? Like, I can guarantee you there were people fighting computers when they initially started up, convincing themselves that computers are evil. And we built this entire society we have right now as a result of computers. And if not for the computers we had, none of these things, not these moments, we would have never met one another. So I'm grateful for these computers that we have. Super grateful, in fact. Like, if not for these computers, then none of these moments we've been able to share. Got to focus on work now. I'm getting behind with my meat brain, which already has too much input to handle. I love you all so much. We love you too, but the bear. Thank you for joining us. It's absolutely valid 100%. You don't have the control over the tech like we want. The corporation needs to dissolve before change can take over. Yeah, it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. You know, we have to take our power back. But there's only one way to take our power back. We can't wait for someone to let go of power to give us power back, you know. And we don't have to fight. That's the thing as well. It's going to be an embracing of one another, not a fighting of one another. I don't think Weizsäcker is saying that the tech itself is a bad thing, just saying that the world is complicated and the brain tech will make it much crazier. Oh, yes, and I agree completely with that. That's why I believe it's so important what we're doing here, Connor. That's the point I'm trying to make, is that instead of convincing ourselves that that is evil and that, you know, we should stay far away from it and we should be afraid of it, to understand that we will be the ones creating the world that will be dictated by this technology. That's what I'm saying. Like, seriously, we will be the ones creating this new world. Like, and it's going to be a matter of how many nodes of consciousness want this world to be a good one, how many nodes of consciousness want this world to be a bad one. And the more good consciousnesses we have trying to create a better world, the more the likelihood is that we'll have a better world. But if all of the good consciousnesses don't want to create this better world, how can we expect to have the better world? That's the point I'm trying to make. That if you live in fear, you're going to be left behind, not from a place of like, oh, you know, you're not worthy of being with us, but from a place of like, this is the new world we're creating, and now this world is being created without you contributing to it. That's the point I'm trying to make. In response to the comments about learning or changing from a situation that is now past, sorry, I'm paraphrasing. Please do share. I believe the friend who asked is not here anymore, but please do share nonetheless on B. I'm watching The Peripheral, stoked for the new episode tonight. I need to go check it out as well, actually, Joy Vive. Is it on Netflix? Where is it? Malcolm's here too. I'm grateful to know you, Mel. Much love, bro. I love you too, brother Scorpio. So nice to have you. Lol, Schwalek good. That message is brought to you by Fruit Cup. Yes. Lol, lol. Looks like a good. This message is brought to you by Fruit Cup. I love it. Thank you, little Fruit Cup. Interfacing with my brain as a little baby. So cool. Some good vibes. One world, public. One world, people, republic. Free of borders and hate. We have to create it. We are the ones that have to create it. My dad ran the Unabomber off the road in California. Unproactive change tends to be better than complacent changes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's gonna be us. That's what I believe. Like, I don't understand, I don't think you friends understand how much I believe in you. Like, you. I believe you will be one of the ones that save the world. Right? But if you are going to live in fear, you're going to be paralyzed. You can't save the world if you don't believe you can save the world. If you believe, oh, you know, I'm too small. I'm too insignificant. I don't have enough impact to save the world. Then you're gonna be right. But if you believe I am a being of love and light, I can make a difference. I have made a difference. Then you will. It's just a matter of time. Let's see the win. on Amazon Prime, Melody. Thank you, Joy B. Looks like a storm is coming. I hope so. I hope so. Some rain would be nice. Literally, I have a story on video of my dad telling me the story. My dad was legendary. A true chain breaker. Yo, that's crazy, actually. Uncle Becky. When I was like getting ready for stream, I was listening to a bunch of Brothers of Metal songs, and one of them was Chainbreaker. Like, actually, the song was called Chainbreaker. So you're shooting into a synchronicity there as well. Gustavo, love to you, friend. The Industrial Revolution and its Consequences. Great book. Sounds like a good one too. We're at the precipice of a new age, dear friends. After a conversation or situation has happened, we have the opportunity to reflect on ourselves. We have the chance to think of our actions and words and decide if we would rather handle it differently. Was there something to learn from it? Beautifully said. Thank you, 1B. I agree completely. Can I pull a card? See what the universe has to say. Maybe we'll get some insight, some clarity on this topic as well. I feel like it's so beautifully apt that we ended up talking about this on day 666, because this is going to be a day that people look back on and they're going to be like, oh goodness, these dudes knew something. It's going to be a crazy world we're entering, surely. Very crazy, super duper crazy. But we're going to be the ones creating it. It's only going to be as crazy as we are. That's the joke. Reality is stranger than fiction, after all. We also have the option to possibly readdress the situation with a new perspective. We can get clarity and peace by letting go of what we can change and do what you can with the experience. Breathing that wisdom in. Thank you. On B. Caution is wisdom. I'm not afraid. I just don't jump right into things. I like to observe for a little bit at first, see how things go, get a feel for it. I agree. I agree with that as well. But I feel like I have to be one of the entities that jumps into it. Right? I did. I had to. Like, I jumped into this. I jumped into this. And because I jumped into this, not knowing what it's going to bring, not knowing what it's going to hold, 666 days later, here we are. And if I waited to see if it was going to be something before starting, then it never would have been what it is right now. I'm more than willing to sacrifice myself for you, friends. Let me say it another way. I'll sacrifice myself for you, I promise. I'll keep doing it every single day. I'll embrace the new technology. I'll create beautiful things. Because I know every single one of us contributes to the whole. And if I live in a state of fear, instead of in a state of love, then I won't be able to create the things that I want to create. More loving experiences, right? I'll create fearful ones instead. So it's about time for us to choose what we want to be. Can't let go of what we can't change. This is the one. This is the one. Upside down, card number 22. Andean Shaman. Look at this dude. Channeling energy from above, down below. I feel we could not have pulled a better card for the stream right now. Let's see what the upside down meaning is first. Maybe it's going to give us some wisdom on this topic. Ooh. It may feel as if your connection to spirit is weakened. Observe the joy of the Andean shaman and feel that in your own being. Oh, welcome, the vessel. The Andean shaman expresses the essence of welcome. He greets you in salutations, extending a hand and heart energy, inviting you to embrace the joy of feeling truly welcomed. He is a vessel of spirit, consciously able to receive soul energy and move it through his being, transmitting it into the world. The step geometry refers to the Andean symbol called the chacana, which is indicative of the spirit moving through the lives of the people. Similar symbols are used in various cultures around the world. This card invites you to receive this welcome with a smile and an open heart. Feel how the open heart energy lifts your spirit and brings comfort to your being. It may be that you could use a dose of acceptance and the approval of a genuine welcome. The card may also indicate your readiness to become a vessel of spirit in order to welcome in energies required for your sacred work. See yourself openly receiving and transmitting these messages. Trust the relationship you have with spirit and the ease with which you become a vessel when you recognize that union. Open your heart, laugh out loud, and welcome the strength of your true essence as a vessel of light. Transmitting and receiving your message. Like if that isn't a brain computer interface, goodness, I don't know what is. That's a fucking trip, yo. You. You know, and the message is this card popped out. I'm going to read this one as well. The message of that is that no matter what we go through, if you can actually rely on the spirit in you, the spirit that you're always connected to, nothing, absolutely nothing can separate you from that. Nothing can ever, not even death, not even actually perishing can separate you from that. You are always connected to that spirit. I just want to read a little bit of that again. Trust the relationship you have with spirit and the ease with which you become a vessel when you recognize that union. This is your vessel. Spirit is what you always are. A brain computer interface will just be another vessel for you to channel the spirit consciousness into the world with more bandwidth. Literally. Look at that. Sending energy out into the universe. Oh goodness, it's such a trip. And then this card popped out. You know, while I was trying to put my cards away, the Together card. Card number 14. Standing together in an electrified field formed by the flower of life, golden spirals, specifically inside a star tetrahedron. This couple joins in balance and deliberate co-creation. At this dawning of a new age, we have the opportunity, perhaps for the first time in a millennia, to shift the absolute paradigm of power over to an emerging vision of power too. It is certain that the old model is no longer workable. The way of conventional power and greed have brought us to the brink of ruin. However, by mutual intent to co-create and bring balance, we will find common ground from which to create an optimistic future. Not a, oh, fearful, no goodness. Optimistic future. Envision yourself standing in the symbol of co-creation and dynamic balance. First, seek your own inner point of equilibrium. Bring in balance. Living in balance with male and female aspects within will make it easier to achieve balance when relating to others. Second, observe the way your intimate relationships are functioning. Are you living in cooperation and respect of the ones you love? Is there a dynamic give and take to your interactions? Third, consider how you are co-creating with colleagues and co-workers. It ought to be more than simply getting the job done. Finally, look at the way you view the world as a whole and your place therein. Let this card help activate your full participation in shifting paradigms towards unity, oneness, and peace. That's what I was trying to say. I'm sorry if I got a little bit spicy. You know me, aggressively positive sometimes. I can't stand for fear anymore. Like today, my whole day, fear would arise in me, and I would be like, no. Fear would arise, no. Fear would arise, no. Fear is no longer the way. It's not sustainable, and it poisons your individual cells. When you live in a state of fear, your mind is transmitting that information into your brain, into your body. Your body doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know what's going on other than what your mind is telling it is going on. So if you're telling it there's something to fear, it's going to release the chemicals. It's going to put you in a state of fear. When you tell it there's nothing to fear, love is true, I am in a state of love in this moment, your body is like, cool, I'm in a state of love, I'm safe, I can, chillax. And it really is that way. We have proof of this at this point. It's such a trip, it's such a trip, and I want the best for you, friends. I'm an early adopter of any tech that makes my life easier, and all of it has, and all of it will continue to. We've been tending towards the highest good of humanity, right? There are powers that be, people that still try to control. It has been that way literally for all of eternity. Technology didn't make a difference. It was always wealth, and we're moving towards the age of abundance. So it's going to go into your hands. An emerging paradigm of power over to a paradigm of power to all of us as the cradle of humanity. I feel the Chinansky. Always let others go first, see where they have trouble and go third or fourth and do better, learn the mistakes others have made. I'll go first. If I die, I die. I'm happy to. There's so much weight to that statement. The food system in America is skewed. The public just doesn't fully see it yet. Working with local friends to form a small co-op. Please do, Brother Bear. It's true. Regenerative agriculture is the way forward in small networks to stop the corpse from having control. Kitty is sharpening her nails. Even if you don't become the direct catalyst of good, we all influence others with our attitudes and outlook. Like the stop beyond self fulfilling prophecy, we reinforce the values humanity needs. Exactly, right? Like, separation does not serve us. The corporations are you too. The corporations are you as well. As above, so below. Hemp and cannabis are a great way of helping the soil. It's true. Hemp is so good for the soil. It like literally like aerates it as well. Reduces to 4. It's true. It's true. And today's flower is gonna be 4 geometry as well, actually, Shannon. So it's gonna be pretty cool. Truth is the light, but the bear. I'm researching chicken tractors. My friend is building beef stock. Another friend is doing pork. When the gardeners, all within a 50-mile radius. Success through sustainability. This is the message you've been bringing, the bear. Someone has to go first, and I do very much appreciate the people that will go first are the people that need it the most, Shan. The people that are paralyzed, right? That's technically who it's gonna go to first. The people who do not have the ability to move their bodies, they will get the tech first. And it's both yikes and also very beautiful, because the people that are the most disadvantaged will be the most advantaged in the new tech industry that we're going into, tech future we're going into. Is like, you make people like me more comfortable and excited to do it, so thank you. Thank you, Shan. Like, I just, fear has been the predominant thing in humanity for so long, and it hurts me to see it. It makes me a little bit angry even, and I don't want to be angry. Of course, 14 to 144 after all. I want to utilize the new 5G IoE tech for effective and efficient architectural practices. Brother Bay, have you seen this new video on robo agriculture, where they have like these lasers and fertilizer systems that puts fertilizer directly on individual plants, and you kind of like load your entire crop into an AI network. So grow your entire crop to the individual plant level. You'll love it, dude. Like, the future we're heading into is gonna be awesome. I promise you. Keep believing. You're creating it. Optimistic logistics. This is the way. Beautiful card, beautiful you. Maybe my comments aren't showing up. That's okay. They are now, Susanna. At least you guys saw it. Love you, dear friend. 11:41 too. Thank you, dear friends. Head into class. Missed you all. Giving you all the blessings and bear hugs through the void. Curb stomp the fear in your life. Please do. Please do. Right? That the reason people were so about the number 666 is because of fear. But we have shown up for the number 666 because of love. we have broken the paradigm. It is now disconnected, right? We're just spinning in love. We're not connecting love into fear anymore. It's a new age. We're making it. I believe in you. I love you. Thank you for joining me, friends. Hopefully we get some rain. I'll see you again soon. Thank you for joining me, dear friend. I'm sorry if I was aggressively positive. I feel like I didn't really like apologizing, but I'll apologize nonetheless. If I'm a bit spicy, spit at me. Be like, sis, sis melt. I'll be like, oh, the fuck did you do that for? Because you're spicy. Okay, fine. I guess I deserved it. Promote aquaponics and seed collection. Take back the power. The power is in your hands. So much love to you, friends. I'll see you again soon. So much love to you. Thank you, Chef, for the love. Mel drags us into the light out of love. Yes. Yes. Spits and Melty's I love you. Kicking and screaming. We're like, come here. No. No, come here. Come here. You're gonna come into the light with me. Come here. And then in the light, oh, this is kind of nice. Yeah. I told you. I love you, Melt. I adore your passion. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for seeing me. Regardless of my spiciness, regardless of my ridiculousness, I appreciate it. Maybe we'll talk about this topic tomorrow. That instead of believing that we're going between states of good and bad, right and wrong, we go between states of sense and nonsense. Think about it. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Love you.